Hey everybody, good afternoon. It is Thursday and group coaching. Today I'm going to talk about team building and relationship building. A couple of synonymous terms, right? I really feel that building a team, a strong alliance around you, whether it's staff and people that you bring on as VAs or assistants, or however you are staffing your business or your operations, or the partners that you're bringing on. It's really important who we have around us and who is helping us. And what I always say is, who's buying into your goals? Who do you get to buy into your goals to help you grow to the next level? Because if you get those people around you to buy into your vision, to buy into your goals, it makes you moving to the next level a lot easier. I'll give you an example. So I have a team right now, a strategic alliance of partners, that our goal combined together is that we're going to add between 500 and 750 units this year to our portfolio. Now, these are a couple of people that I worked with in the coaching business and uh, or coaching clients of mine. And what we've decided to do is partner together. Everybody has that opportunity. And what we're doing by doing that is we're building this strategic alliance. You see, I really feel that with good teams, good people, that we can get a lot more accomplished and a lot more done. So we want to really play offense more than defense. When you are choosing the right team and assembling the right team members, there's always two thoughts to keep in mind. And what I always suggest to people is visualize who you're being surrounded by. The buzzword today, the big keyword is avatar, right? Build your avatar. So sit down and write out who you want on your team, who should be on your team, who are specific people. When you start to look at a partner, what qualities do you have? Look at your own qualities and look at your own weaknesses. So, a SWOT analysis, maybe you've heard that term before, your strength, your weakness. What are your strengths and weaknesses, and how do you use those to the benefit of yourself and the benefit of those around you? See, when I realized that I'm not a really detail oriented person, I need to have people in my life who are more detail oriented, who can handle those things. One of my partners on the acquisition team, where we're buying multifamily properties, is she's really good at reading the documents, making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. She's the one that really keeps us legal, keeps us compliant, makes sure all the insurance is done. That's not one of my expertise. My expertise are, hey, looking for deals, building relationships, and underwriting. Those are my expertise. Then my other partner, his expertise are looking at construction pricing and the detail. Then together we can join forces and we can build a plan to move the construction forward. So visualize who you need around you. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And how do your own strengths and weaknesses benefit your partner and theirs benefit you so that you grow together? Another thing that you may have to find, that we had to go find, was a key principal, a KP, somebody who has the ability to go get the mortgage, because we didn't have the experience. We don't have the ability to go get a mortgage, especially agency debt. When I talk about agency, I talk about Fannie and Freddie, the government agencies that provide a little bit lower pricing on debt, a little bit easier to obtain type of financing. But we needed somebody with more experience. They have some regulations that, yeah, I've owned and operated thousands of units in the past, but I didn't have anything recently that met their criteria, and they needed to have some things. Next thing is network in the right place. Attract the perfect players that you want. Yeah, you write that avatar, but where are you going to go look for them? Hey, if I want somebody who specializes in underwriting and that they're kind of a brain or a math brain, am I going to go look for them in the library, or am I going to go look for them in waiting tables in a restaurant? So know where you're going to look for those people in your life, you know. And I'm going to talk at the end of this a lot about places we can go and network, places that we can go meet people, and how we build those relationships, and how it doesn't happen just right away, but it does take time. You know, I've heard a lot of people say in the past that they're a self-made millionaire. They're a self-made man or woman who have made their own millions of dollars. Here's what I believe. In reality, none of us succeeds alone. I believe that we all need people around us. We all need those individuals that are as committed to our goals, to our dreams, as we're committed to our goals and our dreams, much less their goals and their dreams. You know, you've always, you know, I've heard before that, you know, if anybody ever watched the movie Top Gun, right? In the Top Gun, or I'm sorry, Jerry Maguire, I get Tom Cruise mixed up in all his movies, but in the Jerry Maguire movie, she says to Tom Cruise, you know, that she's going to go with him to this new firm because she believes in him, and you know, he says she completes him, and that's just, you know, that's that piece. See that we all are team building. We're all building into each other. We're all helping each other. You know, I think we need proper guidance and uh, instruction, right, from those around us. So always try to find people who know more than you, who are smarter than you. You know, really, I always say this, and I think about it for myself, but if I walk into a room and I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm in the wrong room. I don't want to be in that room. You see, reality indicates that success and wealth are created together with groups of individuals rather than individuals working together. If you look around, even Henry Ford, who built the Ford automobile, built the V8 engine, he didn't succeed alone. I remember the story I heard was that he came into a room of his engineers and he said, "Go and build me a V8 engine." They said it can't be done. He said, "Yes, it can. Go figure it out." So his leadership encouraged them to go and do this. And that's really what I try to teach people today is you're not going to succeed alone. You're not going to get things done on your own. You have to have those people around you. You know, I've myself developed a team of necessary kind of interconnected individuals. I've chosen team members in my life on my team that are committed and that they're going to assist me in accomplishing the goals. And part of it is you may want to be that individual who sets out, builds this vision, has this strong team vision, and you bring people in. You have to carry that vision to them. You have to get them to believe in what you're seeing and help them to help you bring that over the finish line. You see, team members need to be absolutely the best at who they are. They need to be the best at what they do. Again, this goes back to other people complementing you and your best interests. I always say that, you know, and I mentioned this earlier, I am not the best at details. I'm a visionary. I'm a relationship builder. That's what I want to do. I want to convey my vision, my futuristic picture of what I think the company can look like, what I think the portfolio can look like. And I want to get other people to surround me who can help carry that over the finish line. I think there's some keys to selecting team members. And, you know, these 4 points that I'm going to cover and go through right now are really important keys to doing this. Again, I say, you know, we don't succeed alone, that we need people around us, and it's all about building relationships. You know, real estate really is a relationship building business. And how much time do you spend in your business every day building those relationships? You know, I've been in the business 30 years, and even after 30 years, I continually foster new relationships as well as water the old ones. You know, so if you took on a farming analogy, right, as a farmer, the farmer is going to sow the soil, plant the seed, water that seed, until it comes for harvest. And if you look at what does that mean for you in your business? Well, maybe you need investors to bring capital to a deal in order for you to buy real estate. So you're going to go out, you're going to source uh, high net worth individuals, people who like real estate, people who want to invest money in real estate, and you're going to, you know, have the conversation with them. I had somebody on my podcast this week. I said, "What's the best technique that you found for raising capital?" He says, "Picking up the telephone and talking to people." He says, "It's old school, but it works." See, it's building a relationship. You know, as powerful as the cell phone is today, as powerful as this tool in your hands are, it's still not as powerful as picking up the phone and having a conversation with someone. And I stress that a lot because that's how we make that headway. So the first point is be clear on who you're looking for. Team players, uh, when we search for those team players, I don't think that we want them exactly like we are or who we are. I think we want them different because it's in the differences that we have with people and that help us to grow. And how do you stretch yourself? How do you hold yourself accountable? Have team players hold you accountable? Be clear on their professional skills and education. You see, if I'm not a licensed individual, but I know I need a licensed individual to help me do some things, then maybe one of my team members I need to go find is somebody with a license. Maybe I don't have the skills in reading documents because it's boring. And by the time I get to the third page, I'm half asleep and have to come back and start over again. So maybe I have to go find somebody to read documents. Maybe I don't have the skills to do underwriting, to take all the data, put it in a tool, and then stress test the tool. So maybe I have to go find somebody to do that. Whatever your case is, be clear on who you need and then interview them. Spend some time with them. Here again, this is building a relationship. You may find somebody, start a conversation with them for one thing, and then all of a sudden figure out, wow, they're not a fit for that. They're not a fit for reading the documents, but they're a fit for underwriting, or they're a fit for getting contractor quotes and bids and project management. So you may find that that individual you're working with can't do this, but does this. And then references. References are really important. You know, one of the things is if you are using contractors, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the different types of disciplines and trades that we need to have around us. But let's say you're interviewing contractors and you're talking to a contractor about his work. You know, we can always tell each other anything we want each other to hear. But what you need to do now is you need to go call those references. Here's how I work with references is I'll get references from the individual and I'll call those references. I want 3, 4 references. Now, what I'm going to do is when I'm calling those references is at the end of those conversations, I'm going to say, hey, who else do you know who knows Charlie and could give me a reference on Charlie? And I'm going to try and get someone else's name and number and call that other reference. Because here's what I know. If I'm interviewing with you for a position, for a team membership, for a job, I'm going to give you some references that I'm pretty confident with are going to give me good reviews. I may even call them up and say, hey, listen, this guy's going to be calling you. This gal's going to be calling you in regards to this. Will you please say this? So, you know, those initial references could be staged, so to say. Now, if that reference though gives me somebody else, the chances of that individual who I'm calling about isn't running to that second reference and getting, you know, trying to set that up. And then sometimes I have even gone as far as gone 3 deep. You know, one of the stories I always tell too is I had a couple of assistants that I hired years ago. And what I would do is I'd call the references, I'd go 2 or 3 deep on the references, but then I'd walk them to their car on a job interview. Because here's who I am. I'm an organized person. I I need the details around me organized. I don't like the detail, but I like to be organized around the detail. So I would walk somebody to the car and look inside their car and see, is it dirty? Do they have a bunch of fast food wrappers and bags laying around? Have they cleaned up after themselves? Or is that how they live? Because here's what I always knew, that if your car was a mess, your desk was going to be a mess. And if your desk is a mess and there's no organization, it's really hard to get things done and be productive. And then the next piece is visit some completed projects. So not only am I going to talk to references or get references from people, but I'm going to go out and physically look at some completed projects. Hey, if this contractor does concrete work, I want to go out and look at some of his concrete work. I want to make sure after a year or two it's not cracked. I want to make sure the joint lines are straight. I want to make sure the brush strokes were good. I want to make sure it's not puddling water. And I just want to make sure that it came out good. If I got a painter, I want to go out and look at some of those projects. Pictures are great. And with Photoshop today, you can do a lot of great things with pictures. But I want to go out and I visually want to look and see what that looks like. So these are the 4 keys to selecting team members. Keep these in mind. Be clear on who you're looking for. What do you need? What holes do you need to fill in? Interview them, call their references, and then go visit some projects. Now, what I always talk about is I want you to picture yourself in 4 circles. One circle, and each one, the other 3 on the outside of that one. So here's what that's going to start to look like. You are in that number 1 circle. You're the inner circle. Everything that happens as a result of you. Okay, you're the rainmaker. You're the decision maker. You're the person that's going out and either doing business or not doing business. You're the person that's deciding, I'm getting out of bed and I'm following my daily disciplines today, or you're not, right? But you're the only one that's in there that's making anything. It's one of the most critical things that you need to think through is, where do you go from here? How do you expand that now? Who are you going to surround yourself with? Well, let's take a look at what the second circle is. The second circle outside of you is now the inner circle. I always say that the inner circle are those individuals in my life, in my business, that I would love to come over to my house on the weekend, have a barbecue, cook out, spend time with our families, get to know each other, right? Or if we've already know each other, really build those relationships. They're our advisors. They're the people that we place most confidence in. And that confidence needs to go both ways. So if I come to Charlie and I say, hey, Charlie, let's do this. Charlie has to believe in my goal, in my vision, in my dream. Hey, I want to go buy a 200 unit apartment complex. Does Charlie believe that I can lead that charge to do that? Does Charlie believe that you can lead that charge to do that and to wrap that together? I want Charlie at my house. I want Charlie to buy into my goals and my dreams and my vision so he can help me carry it over the finish line. Who are those people in your inner circle? That's what you need to ask yourself. It could be your real estate broker. And here's what I always say about this: don't just have one, have 3 or 4 in every market that you're in. I bought 4,000 apartments in 5 markets. And in each one of those markets, I had 2 or 3 brokers. And today, in the markets that I'm in, I have brokers with different companies. You see, because not every company has the same listings. So CBRE, Marcus Millichap, Walker Dunlop, Berkshire, they all have different listings. And typically they don't share them because there's not a commercial MLS platform like there is with the residential. So you want to make sure that you have relationships with all these brokers so you're getting all this data. Maybe other advisors, maybe your coach, maybe I'm in that inner circle with you. Bird dogs, partners, investors, consultants, lenders. Who do you need in that inner circle? Sometimes it could be an attorney, sometimes it could be an accountant, right? My inner circle, I've always had my attorney and my accountant in there. I've always had those people. Now, one thing I always suggest is, if people come to you who are in your inner circle and they say something to you like they don't like what's going on, they don't trust somebody, they're seeing something that you're missing, pay attention to those. Those are the things that can tend to get us in trouble as um, as entrepreneurs, as company leaders, is not paying attention to the people around us who are who have our best interests. Now, the next circle is the support circle. This is what I always say. These people are about arm's length away from us, right? These are the people that, some of them I might have over to dinner on Friday night or Saturday barbecue, but they're not people that I spend all my time with. But yet I have to have a relationship with them. Yet I have to have conversations with them. It's my general contractors, maybe a property manager, maybe another attorney of some sort. But these are the people that at some level I have a deeper relationship, but not really. So, if that makes any sense to you, you want them also, though, to buy into your goals, buy into your dreams. These are team members that'll refer other team members to you. These are team members that'll help you find off-market deals. These are team members that will help you find the best mortgage product, the other investors. You are a real estate investor. You need to be out there telling the world who you are and what you do so that other people on your team bring people to opportunities that you may have for them. And then, of course, circle 4, the outer circle. This is the one I call that really is like, these are the people that really fuel your mission, right? These are your little disciplines inside the construction business, individual electricians and plumbers and HVAC guys. The court clerks. There are the leasing agents and people that you need to surround yourself with to help move your business forward, to help move your organization forward. These people here also need to buy into your vision, to your goals, your dreams. Hey, maybe you do something, depending on how big your organization is, maybe you're doing something on a quarterly basis or a semi-annual basis where you're having maybe a little party and you're bringing people together. Maybe you're calling these people once a month and just touching base with them. I was never afraid to let contractors know that I had other contractors I was working with. And I was never afraid of that because I wanted them to know that I was working with other people because it kept their pencil sharp. It kept them thinking, wow, if I don't give him the best price, he's going to go to somebody else. So that was one reason I always had these circles of people around me. And the other one is because I didn't know everything. I don't know everything. If I need to know something about plumbing and I don't know it, I could reach out to somebody in my circle and say, hey, can you tell me about this? Why is this like this? You know what? You probably should go fix it. So those are those people in that 4th circle. So I always want you to treat these circles with confidence. How do you build into those? How do you give yourself more opportunity to source deals, to source capital as a result of the circles and the people that are in there? Strategically pick people to surround yourself with. Again, I'll go back and say this again. If you're the smartest person in the room, you need to go to a different room. Okay, where do we meet these people? I think there's a number of places today, even in the midst of the pandemic and the world being closed down. First, there's investor club meetings. And most investor club meetings have moved to a hybrid where it's not only in person, but it's online. I know I'm speaking at the end of January at an investor club here in Chicago. I'm speaking live to a group of individuals that'll be in a room, but I know there'll also be 40 or 50 people online. So this is kind of the way to where the world has gone today. But jump on a platform called Meetup. If you don't know about Meetup, go research it, meetup.com. You can find groups and organizations for different things you like and are following in the area. And you can join these investor club meetings, these meetup groups. Other networking meetings. Here's an organization called REIA, Real Estate Investor Association. You're going to find them in every city. You're going to find maybe multiple ones in cities, depending on neighborhoods, demographics of individuals, money, net worth. You'll find these meetup groups, these REIA groups, and join them. Join as many as you can. Go to the meetings, go online, network with people, tell people who you are, what you do. You'll be surprised. I went to a networking meeting a few weeks ago, and I walked in and I thought, God, I really don't want to be here. I don't want to go to this. But I went there, and it was interesting because I wound up meeting 3 individuals with the possibility that they're going to passively invest. They were there looking for an opportunity to put money inside of a real estate offering and not have to take care of the tenants' trash or toilets. So, you know, be aware of your surroundings. Other groups, there's Facebook. You can join Facebook groups, do posts in Facebook groups about what you have, what you're offering. Meet people, reach out, connect with people. LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a phenomenal business to business tool today. You're a real estate investor, jump on LinkedIn, use the connections, introduce yourself to people. I use a couple of strategies. One I use is a 3-step email plan. I'll send an email. When I get a response back, they generally connect with me. I send a second email. They generally send a response back. And then I send a third email, which is generally the link to my calendar. Okay. And how people join my calendar, schedule a time. Clubhouse is a huge networking opportunity. It's an audio app. There's no visual, there's no Zoom capability of it, but it is an audio app where you can get on, you can listen in rooms, you can understand what other people are doing, and you can help other people grow as well. It's kind of a cold call mechanism, actually. And then there's cold calling. You know what? Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call the sellers in your area. Ask them if they want to sell their property, right? I learned a long time ago there's 6 great questions that we can ask, and we can use these anywhere. Write these down. Where, if I'm cold calling and I'm doing maybe a survey in the area. Hey, this is Mike. I'm calling from real estate company, and I'm doing a survey in the area. When do you plan on moving? You see, I want to ask that question because it's an open-ended question. They can't say yes, they can't say no. And what happens from them not being able to say yes or no is they have to engage with me in conversation. And when they engage with me in conversation, now I can ask the next question because I can dig in a little bit and I can find out when they're going to be moving. So, hey, this is Mike. I'm calling from ABC Real Estate, and I wanted to know, when do you plan on moving? Now, if you're a real estate investor, that's a great question because you're calling them to find out when they're going to sell their place. Well, we're never going to move. Never? Wow, that's great. How long have you been at this address? Oh, we've been here about 12 years. 12 years, fantastic. How'd you happen to pick this area? Well, my husband got transferred. No kidding. Where'd you move from? Oh, we moved from Westchester. Westchester, wow, awesome. And let me ask you this. If you were going to move, where would you go next? Well, my husband's thinking, that we're going to get transferred here in the next year again. No kidding. Well, do you have an agent? Or do you have somebody that's going to buy your house? No, it needs a little bit of work, so we think we need to sell it. So you can see the transgression of where that conversation went and what you can do as an individual, as a buyer, to buy that property. Whether it's vacant land, whether it's a 100-unit, 400-unit multifamily complex. And the next thing is, and I always tell people this because I think this is the most underserved question we can ask anybody. Who else do you know? Hey, listen, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, and maybe I met this individual because they were looking through a real estate magazine, standing in line in the grocery store. And I said, hey, are you planning on moving? No kidding. Where do you live? How'd you pick that area? If you were going to move, where would you go next? See, just roles, memorize those questions, make them part of who you are, make them part of your DNA. Because as soon as they are, boom, you get the opportunity to go ahead and really take advantage of a situation. And I don't mean take advantage of anybody. That's not the point of that. but it's take advantage of the situation. Capitalize on the fact that now you've engaged them in conversation. Now you've gotten them to the point where they can go and make a decision. Hey, maybe we are going to sell. And you're an investor, maybe you get the opportunity to buy that. So I say that because be aware of your surroundings. The other thing, Clubhouse, that audio app, you get on there, look at the other people around you. Where do they live? Where are they from? There's a lot of Chicago people on there these days. So I talk about these types of networking opportunities, these outreach opportunities that you can go into the community. You can network and you can outreach. And I talk about this so that you can go and build your business, build your portfolio from this platform, from the ability of jumping off this call, going picking up. You know what? What if you had a goal every day to talk to 5 to 10 individuals, new individuals every day, and build your circle of influence? Who knows who you're going to meet, right? Who knows how that'll benefit your business? But what I know is it'll move you down the road. It'll continue to help you grow your business, grow your network. And the more you grow your business and your network, the bigger your business grows as a result of it. Hey, thanks for being here today. If you have questions about team building or networking, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If I can answer those questions for you, I certainly would. This is one of the strongest fundamentals I think any real estate investor, any individual in the real estate business can do, and that's to build the network around you. It's been said many times that your net worth is equal to your network. So who are you associated with? You know what? My phone was just ringing. I didn't answer it, but I knew who it was. Okay. And it was one of my good friends. And I knew that I'll call him back later, but I don't need to reach out and do something outside the box right now because what's most important is building that team, building that network, staying focused on that. Thanks for being here. I'm Mike. If you have any questions, you can reach me at mike@mycoreintentions.com. And I look forward to talking with you again soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.